we're here this afternoon also to celebrate the life of a unique person, truly unique, Patsy Brown. Patsy and his family have reflected with me as I've had the privilege of being a friend and pastor to her over these past several years. As she made the transition from Lebanon to Carmel, I said to someone from Lebanon, I said, your loss, our gain. What a blessing for us and a blessing for the Carmel family. She's been active here. She lived her faith here. She shared together here. She was very faithful to Carmel United Methodist Church. You knew if she wasn't here, there was something wrong. Otherwise, she's here, and she was early to church, always for the 11 o'clock service. And his family said, now you don't bother Mom between 10:30 and 11 on Sunday morning until about 2, because she's going to be in church, and then she's going to go with her friends to brunch. That was her thing. She loved the music, so we're grateful for Chuck and Sherry doing music. She loved the music of the church. She loved all kinds of music. But she loved the Lord, and she passed her faith experience to you, this family. That was an important thing in her life, was to share that, and so that you might experience God's love in your life. Very important part of who Patsy was and is as we celebrate that she's now in her Lord's presence. But as you think about her, and a couple of family members are going to come and reflect on some things. I got to visit with her around sailing. I love sailing. I've sailed a few places around the world. She sailed all kinds of places around the world. A unique couple. She and her husband, they were unique people. Living on a sailboat is a unique experience. I doubt that I'm going to have that experience because my wife isn't going to live with that. I don't think. Maybe the good Lord will help her to see the light. I should have had lunch with Patsy and my wife sometime. I never got that done. This all happened so quickly. It's such a shock to us. We had no way of really knowing. But we visited about a lot of those things, some of the joys we found in that part of life. I have family and military, and so the military life was an important part of her life and experience, and it was ours as well. And it's really great when you have real points of connection with someone. We have many of those. But anybody who met Patsy had that because she found a way to connect with you. That's the kind of person she was. She found a way to connect with you. Something was important in her life. As you reflect on her as family and as we remember her, I thought, well, one of the things we have to say about her, she was a planner. She was always planning something. She always had a plan. Whether it was tomorrow's breakfast table and everything getting ready for that, or just planning for the next event, family events. And so I said, well, maybe it was just these last years, the later years of her life, but she was always on time, and she was waiting on you to get there. But just a little pressure on you because she was always there, everything's settled, she's ready to go, and if you got her on time, that's great, but she was always ahead of time in these last years. Another word for Patsy is meticulous. Meticulous about, well, all kinds of her appearance. She was always dressed to the nines, and one of the grandkids said she's the only grandmother she knew that could wear leather slacks. We had this debate about whether it was leather pants. For Patsy, that would not have been her choice of words, to be leather slacks, because of her meticulous way she articulated the things she said, the things she did. Cooking, meticulous about her cooking. She loved to cook for the family, and when she cooked meatloaf, well, it wouldn't be meatloaf like most of us would experience. This is not your pound and a half meatloaf. There's a 5-pound meatloaf, and then there would be a sign on the refrigerator, or stay out of this is for Sunday. But that didn't usually happen. The guys would find their way in to get a sandwich at night, and there was still plenty. It never was a problem. Not a problem. She was meticulous about writing letters, connecting with people. She wrote letters all the time, and there was no email about it. That was not her style. The personal touch, meticulous about the personal touch and sharing from her heart to your heart. She loved to make her husband wait. Whenever we get ready for a big party or something going on, and she arrived with a flourish. The President of the United States gets hailed in the chief, but Patsy always had her moment. And the family remember, they shake their heads, and they remember those days. That was her. That was her. Thank you notes. Meticulous about making sure people get thank you notes. If she was coming to your house for a party, she may very well have it with her. When she came, she was always prepared. They said that's a part of birthday cards, sometimes as much as a month ahead of time, because she didn't want to be late with your birthday card, because you are important. You are important. Everybody felt important. She felt you felt loved by her. She loved her family. She loved the Lord. She loved her family incredibly. But she felt there were no favorites in the family except you, you know? Because everybody felt special with her. Everybody felt special with her. And she shared in her triumphs. She was intentional about family traditions. And I heard you talking about you're working on making sure that those continue on, whether it's French liquor or the Christmas traditions of stringing popcorn, or whatever it is, you're continuing to do things. What a great part of life it is, and family, to be able to share those family traditions, the meaning that those bring to you as individuals. That's an incredible thing. She loved to get the family together. And of course, we didn't see her on Christmas Eve because that didn't fit the family tradition. The family traditions were other places to be together with you in other places. You know, it is great to have this special disciple, this special mom and sister, grandmother, friend. Some other folks have asked me to share a word on their behalf. Let's see, let me make sure I get these right. Susan and Dave are going to come and I'll make sure I don't use their things, but other folks have shared a couple of things. Let's see. From Bert. And if I'll look at you, Dave, and make sure. Mom had always made sure she was very careful about what she said, very concerned about grandkids. Did you write that? That is Bert. Okay, let me share that. Because Bert's at the hospital still recovering, and will be recovering for a while from a tragic bicycle accident. So he's not able to be a part of those things. But he's still been a part. He's on the phone with Mom. He's been connected. And she now knows what happened with him, and she's, I'm sure, watching over him too. He wrote this: Mom had always made sure she was very careful about what she said, very concerned about grandkids and the welfare of our family. Never forgot a birthday or to call just to say I love you. She was from the old school that could always look beautiful with her lipstick on and a beautiful outfit to match. Good listener, never gave advice unless asked. Well, that's unique. Always wanted to treat us after a hospital visit or a doctor visit to lunch, and we would love to just sit and chat. Many date nights with just Bert and Mom at Charleston's, make sure there were leftovers for a late night snack. Ginger and she would share many decorating ideas, paint colors, and many times Ginger and she would get to laughing over just about anything. The girls loved Grandma and eating out with Grandma and talking to her on the phone. They loved that she was very pretty and always supportive of what we did and left a lipstick mark on your cheek. You'll hear about that again also. It always smelled good. You could just go to Grandma's and hang and not have big plans, as simple as just hitting the snow hill or going to her house after that for hot chocolate. It was just great to be able to go to Grandmother's house too. Well, you get part of the story, and also Susan's going to come and share with you some more things about her mother. Susan, would you come?